USS Coghlan was a Benson-class destroyer in the United States Navy during World War II. She was the second ship named for Joseph Bullock Coghlan. Coghlan was launched the 12th of February 1942 by Bethlehem Shipbuilding Corporation, San Francisco, California, sponsored by Mrs. G. Coghlan, commissioned the 10th of July 1942, Lieutenant Commander B.F. Tompkins in command, and reported to the Pacific Fleet. Service history. Coghlan sailed from San Francisco the 22nd of September 1942 for Pearl Harbor and Kodiak, Alaska, arriving the 13th of October for convoy and patrol duty. She supported Army landings on Kamchatka the 12th of January 1943, and participated in the bombardment of Gibson Island at the entrance of Chicago Harbor the 18th of February. On the 20th of February, she aided in the sinking of a Japanese merchantman. On the 15th of March she cleared Dutch Harbor with a force to patrol against Japanese shipping south and west of Kiska to prevent reinforcement of Japanese held at U. On the 26th of March, her group turned a larger Japanese force back in the Battle of the Komandorski Islands. In this action, Coghlan screamed Richmond and laid smoke for Salt Lake City. She bombarded Holtz and Chicago harbors the 26th of April, and with the Southern Support Group covered the landings on it from the 11th of May to the 2nd of June. Overhauled at San Francisco in July, Coghlan returned to Adak on the 13th of August for 2 final weeks on patrol in the Aleutian Islands. Coghlan sailed the 25th of August 1943 for Pearl Harbor, arriving the 1st of September, after taking part in the raids on Baker and Tarawa Islands from 15 to the 17th of September and the attack on Wake Island on the 5th of October. Coghlan replenished at Pearl Harbor and sailed on the 31st of October for escort and screening duties in the assault on the Gilbert Islands. She returned to Pearl Harbor the 11th of December. Coghlan sailed from Pearl Harbor the 22nd of January 1944 to screen aircraft carriers giving air coverage to the landings in the Marshall Islands. She returned, screening transports, to Pearl Harbor the 8th of March for overhaul. On her next cruise, from 14 to the 22nd of April, she escorted a carrier to sea on its way to Majuro, returning to Pearl Harbor the 22nd of April. On the 24th of May, she sailed for Eniwetok, where she joined the screen of landing ships bound for the invasion of Saipan on the 15th of June. Coghlan gave fire support and patrolled off the island until the 23rd of June. After replenishing at Eniwetok, the destroyer returned to Saipan the 17th of July to support the landings at Tinian the 24th of July. After offering fire support until the island was secured the 1st of August, Coghlan sailed for a brief overhaul at Pearl Harbor. Coghlan arrived at Manus the 8th of October, and sailed for the operations in the Philippines the 6th of November. She conducted convoy escort duty from Humboldt Bay and Palau to Leyte, and supported the landings at Ormoc Bay on 7 and the 8th of December, firing in the heavy kamikaze attack on the first day. On the 9th of January 1945 she entered Lingayen Gulf for patrol and screening operations in support of the landings. She continued to operate in the Philippines until the 8th of April, when she cleared San Pedro Bay for a stateside overhaul. She returned to Pearl Harbor the 22nd of July, and on the 26th of August arrived at Okinawa for occupation duty, carrying passengers, mail, and light freight between Okinawa and Japan. On the 23rd of October she sailed for Pearl Harbor, San Diego, and Charleston, South Carolina, where she arrived the 2nd of December. After overhaul and a year of inactivity, Coghlan was decommissioned and placed in reserve the 31st of March 1947. She was struck from the Naval Vessel Register on 1 July 1971 and sold for scrap in 1974. Awards. Coghlan received 8 battle stars for World War II service.